hurry it up or they'll find us.
I know. Just a little more. You keep an eye out for me up there, Kites. 1, 2, 3 more. All right. Time to clean house.
Ain't that right, Vaughn? Hey everybody, Shikari here. Welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. I did this with Ocarina, and now I'm doing it with Final Fantasy XII. You kidding me? No, we're not playing Animal Crossing. I'm sorry, man. After a month of that, over 59 days of that stuff, really does something to the brain. Even though I haven't done one of those in 2 months at this point. Anyway, last time we saw our homeboy Rex, which we learned, hey, that's the brother of our guy, Vaughn. He didn't make it. The peace treaty was all a sham, and Dalmasca fell into the hands of the Arcadian Empire. And now, 2 years later, we're playing as Vaughn, brother of Rex. I'm just reiterating everything right now. Anyway, this time, we're starting off by killing off some dire rats. Prepare to die, dire rat. Oh, look at that. 46 damage. Hey, get back here, buddy. Murdered. Dire rat C, where are you? There you are. So yeah, dire rats, their main thing is that they love to run away. I was pushing this man up the stairs. Or, they don't like to run away, but they like to... You have to chase them a little bit. Sometimes they go straight for you. Other times, they just run away. Like, we saw him run away for a bit, and now this guy's coming to kill me. And hey, 2-hit combo.
Wow, Vaughn, you got him all yourself? Guess I know who to call when something big comes along.
Hey, it's good practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now. That's enough for today. You should get back to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaughn. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
What'd you say?
Sir, you haven't paid, and I... What? Haven't paid? On second thought, please, sir, take it. It's a gift.
Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today. Your luck, peddler.
Oops, sorry.
Watch where you're going, churl. What? My pouch! It's gone! The boy! Get out the way! Oh!
What? Hey, that's mine.
What do you mean, yours? You've been stealing again. What happens if they catch you? We need you to be there for us, Vaughn. You're no good to anyone if you're locked away in a dungeon.
Oh, what? Am I the leader now? We're orphans. The first thing you learn is you gotta watch out for yourself. Come on, Pinello. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
This is for that bread you took the other day. Just because I help Miguel out every now and then, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
I know that. You think I like living like this? One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own. I'll be a sky pirate, free to go where I will.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon. Oh, Miguelo had some errands that need doing. He wanted you to drop by his place. It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
Your location map often can't speak. Often bears a mark showing your destination. Consult the map. Yeah, I went over this whenever we were playing as Rex. World map has been added to the party menu. I guess I might as well go over that since I didn't really do it last time. Press X. You have your menu. You have stuff like your status. I'm level 1. My name's Vaughn. I lack 4 MP or 4 HP, probably because of the rats. You know how they are. Equipment. We only have a dagger. We don't have anything for our left hand. Leather cap, leather clothing, and accessories. We don't got anything. And a world map. We have plenty of places. Rabanastre, the Garum Scythe Waterway, which is where we were when we killed those rats, and Nalbina Fortress, which is where we started our adventure with Rex. But that's about it. Rabanastre, and we also have our inventory. We have an ability already, Steal, because well, I wouldn't say we're a thief class, we're just kind of a dude. You can check your weapons, you can check what armor you have, and then configuration, this is just settings. Battle speed. I'm gonna keep that normal. So yeah. We were playing as Vaughn. Vaughn and Penelo. I can't speak, Jesus. Vaughn and Penelo. Oh boy. If there are topics to talk about this game, it's Vaughn and Penelo. Some of the most hated characters in the entire franchise. I am not kidding. I like them. I really like them. Vaughn might be one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters, actually. I like them. But I understand the criticism that they get. We'll go over them in the future. Anyway, Rabanastrin. You getting into trouble with the Imperials again, Vaughn? Well, try and be careful. If not for your own sake, but for Miguelo and Penelo, okay? Don't worry, man. She will never let me hear the end of it. The lonely boy. There sure are a lot of Imperials out today. They think they're so great, but I hate them. Dang little boy. You crazy. Oh, this kid. This kid's a good one. Hey, mister, you want to hear about the history of Rabanastre? It won't cost you much. What? I gotta eat too, you know? Let's see. 1 gil ought to do it. I only have 150, man. I don't know if I could afford it. Yeah, sure, let's hear it. Okay, so 2 years back, Rabanastre lost the war with the Empire. That's when all the guards came and made us live under the city. The Empire has one person who runs the city and everything. He's called a council. The new council's coming today, so that's why there's so many guards. Kinda short, huh? Don't worry. I'll try to find some new things to add next time. I'm not gonna make it a goal to talk to everybody, but we'll talk to someone. This guy, new race of Final Fantasy character. I think maybe they were in Tactics, which I know. Fun fact: the world of Ivalice is one of my favorites, probably my favorite Final Fantasy universe ever. And it's like, it's one of the most fleshed out actually, because it goes across so many games. Like we have 12 to the Tactics games, Final Fantasy Tactics. And all that stuff, that takes place in Ivalice. And another Square Enix RPG, Vagrant Story, also takes place in Ivalice. These games aren't, like, connected at all. Well, with, like, a couple of exceptions, but we'll go over those when we go over them. I was just down at Miguel's Sundries. That Miguel's coming and going, so I'm half afraid he's gonna wear the door off its hinges. Well, we do know who Miguel is. Did I mention that he was a Sikh? I don't know, I felt like I was going to, but... oh well, you know how it is. You know how it is with those damn Imperials and all that stuff.
Ah, Vaughn, I was waiting.
Penelo said you needed something?
Had me some packages supposed to be arriving by courier. In the morning, perhaps he ran into some trouble out in the desert. Now I've no foodstuffs to prepare for the banquet tonight.
So you want me to find this courier? Hey, no problem.
No problem. The desert teems with trouble. I'd be sending you to an early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the Sandsea.
So you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too? I can't leave my shop, and I've Pinello on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the Sand Sea and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
If there's one thing I gotta admire, one thing I haven't said about the dialogue in this game, I love the voice acting. They did such a good job with the voice acting. And even though Vaughn is not liked, people, one of the positives that people say is that Vaughn, he's got a pretty good voice actor. He was in Spy Kids 3, for God's sakes. I want to say it was Bobby Eisner, I think? I could be wrong? I don't know. I'll probably flick up something on screen if I got it right or wrong. If not, I'll put the correct pronunciation. Pinello! Pinello, you're out here. Miguel sent you over to the Sand Sea, did he? Well, at least you don't have to far to go. Well, that's some useful insight right there. There are many shops to check out. We'll be going over them when we go over them. But one area we can check out is here. This little bar thing. This is the Sand Sea. Bah! Gotta say it like Miguelo. Maya and Miguelo. I'm so original.
There you are, Kites. Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaughn, look! This is it! This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
A creature spotted in the Ester Sand. What is that thing?
Ah, Vaughn. Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomaj, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Ester Sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaughn, you should give it a shot.
And you should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
So here's how it works. People post bills here on the notice board when they have a monster they need to take care of. Headhunters track people, right? Well, hunters track monsters. The monster you're hunting is called your mark. Here's the bill I posted for the rogue tomato, the mark I petitioned to have hunted. Do you want to hear all the details? Yeah, that would help, man. You know, I gotta know everything. Let's start with accepting hunts. You can't just take a look at the board, then go running off and hunt the mark. You'll miss out on the bounty. You gotta talk to the person who posted the bill, the petitioner first. Let them know you're going on the hunt. So take this rogue tomato bill, for example. I posted it, so I'm the petitioner. You have to come talk to me. Let's call that step done, okay? Once your agreement's in place, the petitioner will tell you how to find the mark. Then you hunt it, report back, and claim the bounty. Oh, and I'll give you something to help keep track of your hunts. A clan primer. Use it to refresh your memory about hunts you accepted. You obtain a clan primer. Clan primer has been added to the party menu. Go ahead and take this while you're at it. Just a little something to commemorate your first hunt. Metroid Prime first hunt. You got an Orekia armlet? Looks like you can't even equip that yet. Know why? You don't have a license for it. Think of licenses as mileposts, marking your progress as your combat skills improve. Swords, bows, black magics, white magics, none of it does you a lick of good until you have the license to use it. Same goes for that armlet. Tomaj, how could I equip this great treasure you bestowed upon me, you ask? Easy. Learn by doing it. Learn by doing. Let's give it a try. Licenses have been added to the party menu. I'd say you're ready to hunt that mark for me. Oh, you'll be needing this to leave the city. Just show it to the watch at the gate. Obtain a writ of transit. The east gate's the one you want to head out. Once you've taken care of that mark for me, let me know. Your work won't go unrewarded. Rogue Tomato, the hunt begins. Try equipping the Orakia Armlet. Use the licenses command in the party menu to obtain the Accessories 1 license, then use the equip command to equip it. Warning, once you've chosen a license board, you won't be able to change it right away, so choose wisely. You'll be able to change boards later in the game. Repeat this tutorial message. No. Oh, whoops. Well, I just missed the tutorial for this. I think they might explain some of it still, but let's say, for example, we have a lot to cover. This is probably going to continue like the rest of the video right here. Not the rest of it. There'll be a little bit more at the end, but for a good chunk of the rest of the video, it's going to be licenses. Oh boy. I am playing the Zodiac version of Final Fantasy XII, which is the HD remaster that they put out, which is based on the Final Fantasy XII international release. If you don't know what an international release is, it's essentially the game first gets released in Japan and then North America. They pretty much have the same content, but North America, they may get a little bit more content. Like, they might add some stuff. So then what they do is that they bring the game back in Japan and they release it as let's say Final Fantasy XII International, which includes all the content that they maybe added to the North American version and add even more to it. They've been doing this practice, especially Square Enix, for years. One of the biggest examples of that is Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. So yeah. Actually, they didn't call this International. They called it the International Zodiac Job System, I believe. In order to use weapons, armors, and magics, you must first obtain the proper license. Learn the licenses that support your playstyle to create your own unique party. You must choose a license board in order to obtain licenses. There are 12 boards, each allowing you to develop a character with unique abilities. Once you can enter the clan hall, you can change the boards there. Oh boy. If you are playing this version of the game, consider yourself blessed. They streamlined this system, which is still in the original game. Trust me, I own the original Final Fantasy XII on the PS2. I'm beating it, but I was just playing it mainly for differences. Now, this version of the game I have beaten twice. Once in 2019, once in 2020, and now this is my 2021 playthrough. I'm trying to revisit this game at least once every year. So yeah, they streamlined the system so much that it's so much easier to explain. So we have 12 different classes to choose from, and they even tell you. So I'm going to explain all the classes right now. Knight, stalwart warriors who wield sword and shield. Weapons, swords. Technics, Soul Eater, sacrifice HP to deal damage. And we can preview the license board. We can be a red battle mage. Battle mage is equally skilled with maces and magics. Weapons, maces. Magics, arcane, offensive, white, limited, black, limited. We have the machinist, or the machinist. Warriors who snipe their foes with deadly precision. Weapons, guns, techniques, charm, temporarily convert the foe to fiend. We have an Ulan, warriors who wield spears to pierce enemy armor. Weapons, spears, techniques, revive. Techniques are basically commands. We've already been over techniques like steal. That one's just based off the right. Vaughn already has that. No matter what you choose, he'll have steal. Sacrifice HP to revive allies. White mages, mages who wield healing support magics, magics white, cura, protect, etc. Shikari, aka your thief class, warriors who, or actually I think there is a thief. Is there? No, okay. Shikari, warriors who fight nimbly across hill and dale. They use daggers and their techniques are first aid, which heal a critical ally. Which means like an ally on low health, they can heal it with first heal, or first aid. And it only works whenever they're low on HP, so I'm explaining some techniques along the way. I'll probably go over them again at a later date, because there's so much information to keep. The Bushi class, or Bushi, swordmasters who devote themselves body and soul to their lords. They use katanas, and the techniques are sight unseeing, which use the mind's eye to strike. Black mages, mages who channel elemental forces into deadly magics. Magics, black, like fire, silence, etc. Archer, warriors who rain death on their foes from afar. Weapons, they use bows. Techniques, they have poach, which is capture foes for loot. The Foe Breaker class, warriors who use mighty weapons to tear their foes asunder. They use axes and hammers, and they have techniques like Wither, which reduces reduces enemy attack power. Oh my gosh, Time Battle Mage. Battle mages who wield crossbows and bend time to their will. They use crossbows, and they have time magic, like Reflect, Haste, and etc. And the final class to choose from is the Monk. Warriors who temper their bodies into deadly weapons. Their best weapons are their bare fists, or poles, and they have Achilles as a technique, which inflict elemental weaknesses. Yeah. So there's 12 different classes to choose from. Now, your party members, they are more suited to do certain things. Like, certain characters are better at other things. Like, Vaughn, he can be a pretty decent white mage, but he shouldn't be just a pure one. If he just goes full magic, Vaughn ain't gonna do that great. He can do some stuff, but he's not gonna be as great. So Vaughn, I'm gonna show you guys what I personally like to do. Vaughn, his first class, yes, I said first, people will actually get 2. You get to choose another one later on, so you can mix and match, which allows for more strategy. So I think your first class for your party members, if I have to give my advice, your first class should be your primary one. Who do you want your character to be primarily? For Vaughn, I want him to be a knight. For, in terms of actually classes I do recommend for Vaughn, I would recommend something like a knight or a Shikari. Because, you know, he's already kind of a thief and he already has a dagger, so he can actually prevail? No, he could perform very better right off the bat. So if you want to do something good with daggers, you want Vaughn to be a fast character, I'd say go for Shikari. That's not a bad choice for him. So for me personally, it's either between Knight and Shikari, but I personally go with Knight. So now that we have a license chosen, we can now check on our license board. Essentially, what this is a board full of all sorts of things that we can collect with the use of LP, which are license points. I think the game is going to explain that. So what we want to do is with license points, you can open up nodes on your license board, which are what this is. So like if I had 25 license points, I can open up Heavy Armor 1, which allows me to equip things like the leather helm and leather armor, stuff like that. Same thing with swords. I can get a broadsword if I do that. Same thing with first aid. I can get first aid. They don't give it to you right off the bat, but that's like the starting technique that you get when you choose that class. Actually, no. I'm lying. Never mind. First aid is just there. But what we want to do and what Tomaj recommended we do was we equip the Orakia armlet. And to do that, we need to get the license for that. So, by paying 5 license points, we get the Orakia armlet. Another difference between this. The boards are preset. They will look the same every single time. I mean, in the original game they would too, but here's where the differences come in. Here, we will only find things that a knight can prevail in. So like shields, shield block, adrenaline, stuff like that. Only a knight can get these certain things. In the original game, there was no such thing as Zodiac job system, which is what this is. There's no such thing as job classes. Which meant that, if done correctly, you can have a whole team of white mages if you wanted to. You can have a full team of white knights. The stuff was still there, but it kind of made everyone just feel the same, because that meant that everyone could do anything. Like, everyone can, like, you can have 3 black mages if you want to, stuff like that. And while I think it still worked from what I played, I only played like 8 hours of it so far, but it works. But I find this streamlined service to be a lot more better. Anyway, oh my god, that's a lot to go over. Because we got the license, we can now equip the Orakia armlet, which is nice, which slightly raises max HP. And I think it also gives an extra piece of defense, which is nice. Can never go wrong with that. Alright. That is everything. Whew! Pretty much everything I want to take care of. Sorry for going on a tangent. Like I said, it was a lot of things, and if I got it out of the way right at the moment, then, you know, we can take care of it. I would like to do a little bit more before we go ahead and end things off. So I guess while we make our way to the East Gate, I want to mention something. You want to know how long I've had this project in production? I started production in December of 2019. As of recording this, it is literally about to be March 2021. It's been over a year in the works. And I've been working hard to make it happen. I want to make this my magnum opus. I want this to be the best project I will ever produce, because this is my favorite game of all time. I want it to be good. Anyway, enough about that. I've got plenty of stories to go with this game too, because I'm very well experienced, and I have so many things I want to talk about, so many things I want to show off. Because, I'll be frank, Final Fantasy XII is one of the most divisive games in the franchise. People love it, and then there are people who actually hate this game. I'm not kidding. Actually, with any game, there's going to be people who hate it. And for a lot of people, this is when the Final Fantasy franchise, for them personally, started going downhill. But I like this game. I mean, of course I do. It's my favorite game of all time. Anyway, here's the East Gate. Here we go. Let's go talk to the bad man.
Here there. Let's see some papers, boy. No public passage on account of the Lord Consul's parade.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. You see, it just so happens that your provisioner for the fete tonight, he sent me to pick up a few choice morsels for the, consul's dining pleasure. He wants them quick. I got the writ of transit right here. You see? Signed, Magello. I just hate to see the consul upset because his food wasn't ready on time. And I sure hate to see him take it out on you.
The Lord Consul is a great man, and not one to take offense in such trifling matters. Move along, boy. Wouldn't do to keep the consul waiting. Right. Gates are closed after this.
Gates are closed after this. Ooh, hello, sir. Your eye's not working, boy. You want to pass? You queue up with everyone else. Any arguments? Speak to the guard at the back of the queue. I want to speak to the guard at the back of the queue. Not many more people coming along now. Once we get this lot taken care of, that should just about do it, I'd say. What about you? Looking to get inside? Whoops. I didn't know you did that. Here I am looking at learning new things about this game. Well, that's gonna do it for today. We started off our journey as Vaughn. We learned, hey, we sent, well, I should say, we met Vaughn, our hero. We got sent to find kites, but then we ended up getting roped into looking for the rogue tomato for Tomage, owner of the Sand Sea, and we got out here to the gate to where our supposed hunt, or mark, I should say, as they say it, is supposed to be. So next time on Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, we're going to be hunting down our mark. See you guys then.